Listen to unique content and not be sued. Some audiences, your discretion is advised. Listen to unique content and not be sued. Some audiences, your discretion is advised.
Well, I've been saying it since episode whatever he came on, so I'm not going to change it now. All right. Shut the fuck up. So.
And he said, we're creating false hope. So I came back at him after he was acting like a dick. And I'm like, well, you created false hope by saying you're not acting like a dick.
9 times out of 10, they're going to lose at the pay-per-view. It's been a known fact. So, Rick, why did you post this?
Well, because you told me to. And,
that's right.
Why don't we just call people balls? You know, you're just such a balls face. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you.
You know what? The past 90 seconds of Rick was just. I'm never gonna get that back.
No. Well, here's your headline.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new edition of Wrestling POV. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with Mini Goiti.
Shallow.
And the third wheel, Rick Serrano III.
Hey, people.
And our intern, Miguel Cole.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Don't sound so enthusiastic when you say Miguel's name either. Miguel Cole.
Well, I've been saying it since episode whatever he came on, so I'm not going to change it now. All right. Shut the fuck up. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, oh my goodness. All right. Now, of course, you know, hey, typical show today. Glad you guys are joining us. We got some shit to talk about. We're going to go right into it. Mm-hmm. All right? Fuck it.
Wow.
Fuck the intro. We're going to go right into it. Now, we're going to start with the Facebook poll hater comment of the week first. I put up a post, and now I shouldn't have to explain myself, but I feel like I have to explain myself. I put up a post.
Can you explain, please?
Do you want me to explain the explanation?
Yes, explain the explanation about explaining.
About explaining what I'm about to explain. Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Now, here's the deal. I put up a post because Bray Wyatt posted on Twitter a picture of him holding the Universal title. But it wasn't the Universal title at the time, I believe. It was when he won the WWE title.
Yes.
So it was a neat design. It was really cool. But he reposted it like a couple days or a day after he won the Universal title.
It was the day after.
So I was just like, okay, this is interesting. What is he trying to say? Is this the new Universal Championship? You know, I was hoping it would be because I'm tired of that red one, you know? I mean, think about it, though. Between the Universal, the WWE, and the women, SmackDown and Raw, all look the same, except for its different fucking colors. You know what I'm saying? Come on, be a little bit more creative and do a different fucking design for the belts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, keep the WWE, you know, championship belt the way it is. And make the Universal different. Make the women's tag division belt different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same. It's just different damn colors. It's ridiculous.
Word.
So anyway, I posted it up about and this is how I posted it too. So I said, is this a new Universal Championship? Question mark. I honestly hope so. Thoughts? Question mark. So. With me posting this, did I come across by saying, oh my God, this is the new championship for Bray Wyatt? Holy shit. Did it come across like that? Because if it did, I'll change it.
No,
it didn't, Tony. It did. You did
the
right
bitch.
thing. You did it right.
So I'm going to read these comments, and I already got a person that I'm going to put as the hater comment of the week because he was a fucking idiot. Joey Miller, he says, I want that title. And I'm like, yeah. Because it's a neat looking title. James Donnelly said,
Nito Burrito?
It's
Nito Burrito. So now James Donnelly, I had to set him straight too, because he didn't Like he was trying to say, but he obviously didn't read the damn question either. He says it's Bray Wyatt's compound belt when he won it a few years ago. And then I replied, I was like, dude, we know, you know?
Now you know what it's like when mansplaining happens.
Mansplaining.
You know, and I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. And I was like, you know what? Yes, we know. Jeez.
Hey, I just came up with something. It's not mansplaining, it's fansplaining.
Fansplaining, exactly. Yeah. All right, so then Casey Rinaldi, he says, if Brian got a sweet custom belt, The Fiend definitely deserves one too. I was like, yes.
But
indeed.
that hacky sack belt was not sweet.
Oh my God. If anybody said that belt was a cat's meow, man, you guys were smoking that hemp. Kim Martin, he says they'd probably change the strap colors from red to blue since it's on SmackDown now. Joe Brown, he said, hope has a long title run. Don't know what that has to do with the damn belt. CJ King says, long time coming. So I don't know what that has to do with it. So now, what are you guys' thoughts on that? The posting that I had. I mean, it was a neat little belt. I mean, you know, that's why I posted it.
Yeah, it was very neat. It was very neat.
Very neat. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I mean, obviously, we would like to see a change in the belts, and I think Bray Wyatt can change it. You can make it. You could invert the colors. You can make it black strap with the red inside. You know, like fiendish.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys, come on.
Yeah. But not only that, and this is just to get off topic for like a hot second. They need to stop with this red light shit. Seriously. I mean, even, you know, I'm not spoiling anything by now, but even with what happened on SmackDown and he attacked Daniel Bryan, they made the lights fucking...
Come on, man. I didn't even watch it yet.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to be kidding me with this shit, man. You cannot... stop at the red light. I'm not living in Germany anymore.
Word, red light district.
Yeah.
Isn't that in Amsterdam?
Well, it's in Germany too, in Frankfurt. So now it's just irritating to me how you people, you know,
Use people.
Who are you calling you people?
You know, it just irritates me to no end that you people, all right, don't read the damn post. Read it before you comment. You know, and then you're gonna make yourselves look foolish. You're gonna make yourself look churlish.
What?
Yes. Churlish, damn it.
And where does it belong?
I'm not going there yet. So now we have the one that's already a hater comment, and now the thing of it is we went back and forth. I mean, I give him a half a prop. He did private message us. His name is Troy Ridings. He sent us a message, and I think he just didn't want to get blasted on social media, but he's still getting blasted on here. Now, he came out and said, why are you giving people false hope? Now, I'm not saying word for word, but this is kind of where he was getting at. He goes, why are you giving people false hope and saying that this is the belt? This is clearly not his belt. This is a design he did from a long time ago. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go word for word of the conversation that we had. I mean, Rick, you even got involved in it too.
Yes.
And I again had to explain to this fanboy that we know this. This is just a question. And he was insisting that it wasn't a question for some fucking reason. Yep. And it was a damn question, you know? And then he went on to say, well, I run a Facebook page that has 16,000 fans and blah, 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 blah. And I looked at it. It was a video game page. For the WWE 2K games. You know, whether you run it or not, I don't give a shit. That don't mean a goddamn thing to me. You know, I mean, if you're listening, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Because you're a fucking idiot.
But your 16,000 followers can definitely jump ship and come.
Your 16,000 followers can definitely jump ship. That doesn't mean shit to me. I don't give a fuck. What's that? Wait. Christ, he's got 16,000 followers. Let me back off. You are absolutely right. 20 fucking years in the damn business. I don't know shit. Goddamn son of a bitch. Don't fucking email me either. Put it on social media so that way you can look like a fucking idiot. 16,000. Shut up. Shut up.
We will gladly take them
Shut up.
anytime.
Now, Rick, what are your thoughts? Because you jumped on this too.
No, my thoughts are he at first I felt like he was being genuine. You know, I thought he was trying to inform us.
Well, one of the fucking words he uses, I'm not trying to sound like a dick.
Yeah.
So, of course, what's the good old line? When you say that, you are it. So,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead, Rick.
No, yeah. No, yeah. Like, I felt like at first he was being genuine. I was like, oh, you know, this is not a bad thing. And then, like, you and I went on to explain that, listen, we know that this is not the belt. We're talking about that he may customize a new belt. If that was the belt, what do we think about it? What are your thoughts if he was to change it to that? This guy just went on a tangent and was just saying, yeah, I'm not trying to be a dick or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And he said, we're creating false hope. So I came back at him after he was acting like a dick, and I'm like, well, you created false hope by saying you're not acting like a dick. So,
it's true.
Let it be that. And
exactly.
Just kept going on, and I wasn't going to end it unless I got the last word. And I made sure of that, because I always get the last word.
It was
That's
just
for sure.
It was just stupid, because of the simple fact that this guy, he's like, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but, like, hold up, homie. First of all, don't be coming up to us and try to tell us how to fucking run our page. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, he had to throw in the 16,000 followers. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking video game. A fucking video game. So,
Sacravos.
Yes, that one. Troy Ridings, he is our hater comment before I even do the other polls, because everybody else is irrelevant right now. I'm going to read your comments, but he's already got it. So we'll do that right now. Fuck it, because I don't want to mention his name again. Troy Ridings, that's right.
Okay, I'm Troy. I'm not trying to be a Dick Ridings. Hater alert!
You son of a bitch. Anyways, all right, so let's keep going with the Facebook poll. Another poll we had is, how will NXT do against Raw and SmackDown at Survivor Series? Will they dominate or will they get buried? 9 times out of 10, every time, right before the pay-per-view, if one particular person or group or stable gets, they're dominating, 9 times out of 10, they're going to lose at the pay-per-view. It's been a known fact. So, Rick, why did you post this?
Well, because you told me to, and
that's
right. Also, because listen, it's the truth. NXT has been dominating in recent weeks. Are they going to continue this domination, or are they going to get buried? And it looks like they're going to get buried, because NXT has been dominating every single week. I mean,
they have.
It's just,
so far,
it's not looking so good for NXT at that pay-per-view.
All right, so Mimi, what do you think about this?
I agree with Rick and you, but I'm hoping not.
Yeah, I hope not either. These guys are some talented guys, and lately they've been killing. I mean, they're leading right now as far as wins goes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kristen Staub, she said they shouldn't even be involved. So we have to go back to Raw versus SmackDown? Nah, fuck it.
Inclusion, people.
Now, I kind of agree with her, because they do still have their takeover the night before. So that's kind of like pulling double duty on the weekend. So
duty.
Now, Mark McGee, he said, Christian, why not? They're a WWE brand. Mm-hmm. And then she came out, she says, there are developmental. Tom, he came in on this conversation and he goes, I'm sincerely curious what it's like to live in your reality. You perceive quality absolutely backwards from how much of us do. Damn. Okay. He went on also to say to Christian, NXT is not a developmental brand.
Not anymore.
Christian, she came back out at Tom and says, when they hit Raw and SmackDown, then they matter. Mark responded to that. He goes, laugh my fucking ass off. A former developmental brand, again, laughing my ass off about them hitting Raw or SmackDown. They get buried in the brands. Tom went in and he says, that's not how things work anymore. Christian responded, they aren't a former developmental brand. That's where they go before Raw or SmackDown to learn. Carson James, the new guy chimes in on this. He goes, that's not what it is anymore. That's what it is. That's what it was. But now it's the brand with some of the best talent in the world. You really think guys like the Undisputed Era, Johnny Gargano, Velveteen Dream, Keith Lee, etc., still need to learn? That makes no sense. They are all just as good, if not better, than half the main roster. It's not a developmental brand in 2019.
To be fair, this whole thing is that's what we were told for so many years. And for so many years, we had Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, Samoa Joe, and all these great guys on NXT, but we were told it was a developmental brand. But because AEW comes in, all of a sudden it's not a developmental brand anymore. So, I just love how we so quickly forget, and we're just like, no, God, Christian, it's not like that anymore. But what changed? AEW came in, so now we're supposed to be like, it's not developmental anymore. So I understand.
What changed? Finn Balor went back.
Yeah. Finn Balor,
Oh, now it's not developmental anymore.
It's not developmental. Finn Balor went back, so no.
But what's funny, though, is that even when it was developmental, I guess, that, I read up on it, and they said, one of the wrestlers they interviewed with, because I think it was, I don't want to say it was Samoa Joe. Maybe it was Samoa Joe, but it was one of them guys that's been in the business for a while, did the Ring of Honor thing, did the TNA thing, and all, and this is way before AEW, by the way. But they did say, WWE does do things differently. The camera position, the lighting, and this and that, what camera to look at, how to pin the person and to face what camera angle and shit like that. So he goes, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, is it really a developmental? Has it always been, for guys that's been there for such a long time? You look at Adam Cole. He's been around for quite a while.
Baby.
You know what I'm saying? So he, did he really need a developmental thing to, I don't know. Anyway, so it went on, to end the conversation, Tom Benetti, he says, calling it developmental brand in the first place was just to make us believe indies were the minor leagues. Most guys in NXT didn't need much development. They just needed to learn the WWE. I just said that. So that was the end of that conversation. Mark McGee, he said, tag match, they'll get buried. Colton Flanagan, he says, honestly, they'll dominate. I think to get more eyes on them and less from AEW. Yes, I know Raw and SmackDown beat AEW in views, with them constantly in the millions, and AEW now sitting around at 700 to 600K, which is false because this week they was at 500K. However, they consistently lose to AEW on Wednesday. So my theory is, now, you know what? Before I keep reading this shit, I'm getting a little bit tired. We mentioned this quite a few times.
Yes.
And I'm getting irritated. Okay? I'm getting irritated because of the simple fact that they're saying just because the viewership was more, they think that show was better. Well, a lot more people watched it. What? Are you serious? Serious? Because according to ours, the standings, NXT is beating AEW. So what? Serious? Stop! Just
That's
because they're beating them. What?
Just stop trying to be TV executives and try to be yourself and go by your POV.
Exactly.
Right? What is your wrestling POV? Wow.
What makes me mad is that do they really sat down, watched AEW, then watched NXT afterwards, or vice versa, watched NXT, then watched AEW, and then did they really say, wow, you know what? NXT was really good. Perhaps better than AEW, but you know what? They had more viewers. So, yeah, I guess AEW was better. That's how it looks like to me. That's how it sounds like to me. What the fuck is wrong with people?
Mr. Tony, I think you need to stop drinking so much coffee.
You know what? You might be right. Oh, my God. Lord and Cardi B.
Ow.
Serious. Yes, yeah. So I'm not reading that dude's comment anymore. But, oh, Lord. Kristen Stobbs, she got in it again. She goes, because AEW is simply better. They spend too much time worrying about NXT than they do the main roster. Christian, shut the fuck up. Seriously, just shut the fuck up. Oh my god! All right, so here's the deal.
Please comment as much as you want.
Yeah, please comment as much as you want, but shut the fuck up.
We love you. Oh,
We love you.
Yeah, I guess we do.
the president just said we all do.
Yeah, I guess. All right, so here's the poll results. How will NXT do against Raw and SmackDown? Will they dominate or will they get buried? Before I read the poll, what do you guys think? I didn't hear from y'all.
They will get buried.
Really? You think they'll get
Yes.
buried? Mimi?
NXT.
Yeah.
I think we said it. They're gonna get buried, but we hope not.
Okay. All right. Now, poll results are 62% that they will dominate.
Wow.
38% said they'll get buried. So
Buried.
they're going to get buried.
We'll see.
They're
We shall
going to
see
get
if they're
buried.
right.
They might be.
I hope so.
They might be. God knows. Who knows? All right. So that is your Facebook poll and hater comment of the week. If you guys want us to do one that you are curious about and curious to see what fans think, and
Or bi-curious.
or either way, and you want us to bash it on the show, just do it on our Facebook page, Wrestling POV. Yeah, just jot it on there. We'll do it. You got nothing else better to do.
We will gladly be churlish.
Yeah, we'll be churlish for you. All right, so with that being said, let's cover the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
All right, and before we do that, let's get into some birthdays. Yahoo! All right, Andrade Cien Almas turns 30 years old.
Wow.
Only 30.
Wow.
He looks like he's like near 40.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Andrade.
Happy birthday.
Ted DiBiase
Uh-oh.
Jr. turns 37 years old.
Nice. Wait,
You know,
37?
37. You know, I will go to my grave saying this. Ted DiBiase Jr. was better than Cody Rhodes.
Ooh.
Hands down. I will always say that. I always felt like they jobbed him out for Cody. I don't know why. But Ted DiBiase Jr., I wish you never left, man. The
Good
current.
talent. Isn't he a preacher now?
He's preaching.
I heard he's a
don't know.
preacher. Yeah.
Something. He's a preacher's son.
No,
for sure.
I heard he's preaching now.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Not to Cardi B.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Somebody need to preach to her.
Yeah.
The current NWA champion, Magnus, turns 33 years old.
And just with attitude.
Yeah, just with attitude, yeah.
Yo, so NWA's on the rise, I'm hearing, man.
Yeah.
Might have to check it out.
I took a gander at it on YouTube because I guess they're exclusive to YouTube.
Yeah.
And they did the old school way where not a lot of people, they're not in it doesn't look like they're at an arena. Mm-hmm. You know, if you remember the old school NWA days, very few people, just on three sides, I believe. They had the commentary right there. They had the interview right there, you know, all in the same area. And very, very old school. It's interesting. Very interesting. And it seems like people are going in for it. So I might have to keep checking it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something to keep your eyes on.
Yes,
Current
absolutely.
AEW champion and our best friend, Chris Jericho, turns 49 going on 62.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
AEW champion, first ever, 49-year-old Chris Jericho.
Lord. Wow.
Happy birthday, Jericho.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jer.
You stupid idiot.
Oh,
All right, with that being said, it's now time for the wrestling news from around the world. Randy Orton has challenged Jonathan Cena to a match at WrestleMania.
Wow. I love how you threw in Jonathan Cena.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's what he's going by now. I mean,
Is he really?
no, definitely not. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Would you want to see that? I mean, I definitely was sick and tired of seeing them fight. They fought like 12 times in a year. So yeah, would you guys want to see that at WrestleMania?
Yeah. It depends. It depends on how they do it, you know?
Career on the line kind of thing?
Yeah.
No? That interesting?
Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense to do that when Randy Orton signed a 5-year deal.
Spoiler alert! Randy Orton just signed the new 5-year deal with the WWE.
Yes, he did.
So all those little tweets and twats that he sent out were
going to AEW.
about going to AEW is a little bamboozlement.
You know, it cracks me up, these AEW fanboys. Yeah, and I'm calling y'all fanboys because, you know,
Or
you guys
girls.
talk so much shit about WWE, and it's like the minute somebody's in disagreement, you know, they're like automatically, oh, they'll be in AEW. Oh, they'll be in AEW. Come on, you know what? I'm sorry to say, and y'all can hate me if you want to. I really don't care, but I'm not impressed with AEW so far. And we'll talk about it later on. I'll tell you why. Why?
Yes.
Go ahead, Rick.
All right, and my last bit of news, Savio Vega.
Hey, my buddy.
He says that Primo and Epico are done with the WWE.
Really?
Yeah, and that they've been working shows in Puerto Rico. And, yeah, so their contract is not up yet, but apparently he says they're done. And
Wow.
with that being said, he also said that WWE's been asking for Carlito to come back, and Carlito keeps turning them down.
Yep.
And Savio Vega says, boy, what are you doing? He's like, you go get that money because you're not going to get that money on the streets.
Yeah.
And I guess the streets are the indie shows that Carlito's been working.
Well, not only that, though. I mean, he's really got to think. I mean, and this is why a lot of older talents, you know, they go back for a day or two or whatever, or do a quick storyline because it brings their character back up again. You know, it brings their value back up again. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all right, for instance, like last week where the Rockers showed up. Or not the Rockers, sorry. Oh my God, who are they? What the fuck is their name again? Not the Midnight Express. Rock and Roll Express. When they showed up in AEW, that just brought their value up for a hot minute. But they can up their value when they go back to these indie shows and say, instead of them charging, I know this isn't right, but instead of them charging like $100 per appearance, they can now charge $200 per appearance. So doing shit like that, yeah, it will up your value. With Carlito, when was the last time he was really relevant? Was when he was at WWE. And I'm not dissing the guy or anything, but it's true. Every time, like, this is the first time I've actually heard of Carlito's name out in God knows how many years. You know, because he didn't go to TNA or anything like that. He's not in AEW, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So,
but what was his deal? Like, what? Like, I just feel like he has this hatred for WWE, and I don't understand.
He left on bad terms. He did leave on bad terms. What happened? I don't know. I really don't know. So, but it was he left on bad terms. Like, that I know. And it was either him being obnoxious, but it was on him though. Like he was either drunk or something, and then an incident happened, and I got to look more into it. Don't quote me on it. But he did leave on bad terms. But if that company's willing to bring you back and say, hey, you know, why don't you let's do a run, man? All right, well, let's negotiate a deal. You know, he's got the upper hand in this situation because they want him. He didn't approach them. You know what I'm saying? So take advantage of that. Savio is right. Take advantage of it and fucking get that money and then up your value again. You know, because he was probably charging $500 per appearance. You know, and think about it. You know, you do 3 appearances on the weekend, about quick $1,500 real quick. But I'm pretty sure WWE can give you more than that. And then just showing your face back and getting the pop and all this other shit, that'll up your fucking value when you leave. Think about it, dude. Yeah.
Well, I know that anyway, I don't know shit. But what I'm saying is, who knows what he negotiated with WWE and then denied it? Because WWE has a tendency of making the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans and the Latinos like fucking joke. And I'm not doing, I'm not all. I'm just saying that these older popular names. I mean,
they're not given the right gimmick. No,
right, that's what I meant
but that's
to say.
not all of it. That's not entirely true, because you look at Eddie Guerrero. Even Carlito himself. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a ridiculous gimmick back then.
Who say that they're not trying to get him in with a ridiculous gimmick?
If that's the deal, then I applaud him. You got to think about it with everybody else. We've mentioned this before. That's on them. If if WWE is going to be stupid enough to put him in a gimmick like that, and they agreed, that makes them stupid just as well. Okay, because if you think about it with Eddie Guerrero, he ended up being fucking the heavyweight champion. Probably one of the first Latinos to even win it. Mm-hmm. And he did some stupid shit. But that's because he wanted to do that stupid shit. But then guess what? It started to work later on. Lie, cheat, and steal. When he was doing those vignettes with his, was his brother or nephew? I forget which one.
Nephew.
Yeah, with Chavi. Chavi. Yeah, with Chavi.
Yeah, we know a person.
Hey, what Chavi? Anyways, so I don't know where that came from. So, when they did those vignettes, robbing the baby, they stole the baby's bottle one time. Whose idea was that? It was theirs. So you got to remember that,
Yeah.
If WWE threw that idea at Carlito and told him, hey, we want you to do this kind of gimmick and da-da-da, and he says, get the fuck, I'm not doing that. And then, I just don't see the WWE's coming out saying, well, what do you want to do? Or no, well, then that's it then. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't see them saying it like that. I'm pretty sure they did probably say, well, what do you want to do? But to go off of what you're saying, they haven't reached each other yet.
Yeah.
It was just an offer, not even an offer, but
The way I look at it,
it was just a reach out. They didn't really negotiate anything yet.
The way I look at it, like with the whole Eddie thing, it reminds me of Goldust. Goldust's character was meant to be a slight, right? And he just turned it into something way bigger than what it was. Same thing with Eddie. I feel like, oh, yeah, go ahead. Do the lie, the cheat, the steal. Okay, I say.
Yeah, you're Mexican. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah, and I feel like, and then I feel like Eddie made it his own and said, fuck you guys. Look how big I can get with doing this shit. And then that's not what he was known for. He was just known for being an incredible wrestler. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, think about it, too. It was the same thing with New Day.
Yeah.
They threw that at them, and they said, well, you know what? We don't want to do it like that, but we will do it like this. It's kind of like, it's almost as though it's what you want, kind of.
But we're going to
make it around. We're going to put a little twist on it. Okay, let's see what you got. And then, boom, look at what they are today. I've mentioned this before. I think it was Vince or somebody else. They wanted Big E to be like the pastor. Always talking like, doing that because he was, I think he's a son of a pastor or something like that.
A preacher's son.
A preacher's son, was he? I'm not sure. But Big E was like, well, I'll do it my way, and then you tell me if you like it, then we'll go with it. And what does he do right before New Day comes out? You know what I'm saying? Hey, but, whatever. So that's the only time he does it, though. So they did it and they made it his own. No, not really. I mean, they did even their Titantrons, which was funny, was that they had like the gospel choir and all that other shit, and they took that out. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they took that out. So. Yeah. All right. How did we get into that?
Because that's what the wrestling news from around the world does for you, baby.
Yeah.
All right,
well,
Tony,
we cover shit from around the world. Yes.
Jump into the rumors, sir.
Oh, yeah, sure. All right. The Kabuki Warriors were originally booked to win Raw's match against Natalya and Charlotte.
The fuck happened?
Was changed. They changed it last minute. I didn't like that. Despite Asuka submitting in that match, the plan is still for her to feud with Becky Lynch at some point, which I think is a good idea. They need to go with it.
We'll get into that more later.
Yes. Yeah, annoying. We will. We absolutely will. All right, so that's all I got. So, Rick, what do you got for injury?
Injury update on Lars Sullivan. So his knee injury is progressing slowly. He won't return until summer of 2020.
Wow. Yeah. Same thing with Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
He's going to be returning around that time, they said.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, 2020 seems so far away, yet
Doesn't
it's
it?
so close. Like,
But it's-
2020? How old am I getting? What is it?
It's only
Wow.
like
Oh, God.
No,
it's
not
like
30,
6 weeks away.
Yeah, 6 weeks away. And speaking of a couple of weeks away, our 200th episode, ladies and gentlemen,
Man, and
Wrestling
you know what?
POVs.
That's just how we roll. We're running up on our 200th episode, and I got a letter. From the Wrestling POV president.
He still sends letters.
El
Presidente.
El Presidente. He said expect some exciting things to come as far as WWE talent goes. Now, this is what threw me off. He said that some WWE talents were giving us shout-outs for our 200th episode. So, they listen. They do listen, people. Yeah, that's how we roll. That's how we
Shire.
roll.
Like butter.
Like, that's right, like Buddha.
Like Buddha.
Like Buddha. Not Buddha,
Oh, sorry.
Buddha.
I was looking at
Buddha
you when I
could
said
roll.
Buddha.
He's
He could roll with us, yeah. I mean, I did say Buddha earlier. But anyway. But he said that, and now take this with a grain of salt, but he did say that even a former Universal Champion, which isn't, not a lot. This is recently, okay? But, well, not recently, but he said even a former Universal Champion gave us a personal shout out for our 200th episode.
Nice.
Yeah. Are we growing? Oh, my Lord. See, you know what? But then again,
growing
there you
sideways.
go. There you go. Yes, you are. But there you go, Vince. You dropped the ball putting Corey Graves on your damn podcast when here we go. Here we are.
Exactly.
Right here.
Right here. We're just as animated. God Lord. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's huge. Now, I mean, think about it, though. How many Universal Champions has there been? There's Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns. Could it be him?
Seth Rollins.
No.
Seth Rollins. Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. Bray Wyatt.
Oh.
Is it him? Ooh. I think that's it. No, Finn Balor.
Goldberg.
Finn Balor. Goldberg. Could it be him? Either way, that's still good for us. You know what I'm saying? How many people gave us a shout out? I don't know. But, oh, wait. He says another champion, too. A WWE champion gave us a personal shout out, too, on the air. For us. I'm excited.
Interesting.
But-
I got those goosebumps.
But he said, there's always a but. The talent won't be released until our 200th episode. Son of a
Lord.
bitch!
Come
I
on.
wanted to see it, man.
I want to know.
I want to know.
Go with 5 episodes.
But he did say that he might go as early as Friday to release one of them. I don't. Okay, whatever. Hey, it is what it is. Are you done with the injury, Rick?
Yes, I am.
All right. Now, on to the hot tag news of the week, and everybody's in an uproar. Do you think the WWE and Saudi Arabia's expansion of their deal to 2027 is a terrible idea or a brilliant idea? Oh, boy, Rick, take over this one real quick.
Bro, this is crazy. All right, so now listen, the deal was always up until 2027. Now the
Was it?
expansion, yeah, it was a 10-year deal from 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, you're in New Mexico for too long, motherfucker. They always have the 10-year deal, but the expansion is for 2 shows a year up until 2027. So that's the expansion right there, and that shit is crazy, man.
That is crazy.
Everything you went through, after all these rumors, well,
Not
they're
even
gonna
getting
pull
paid.
out. Yeah, they're gonna pull out of the deal. They're not gonna do this. They were hostages. Listen, I said it last week, and the next day they said it. They were like, "Listen, the prince is holding them hostage." It's crazy. Carl
Because
Anderson.
They're saying that it was because of that Vince cut the live feed for
in Saudi Arabia, yeah.
in Saudi Arabia and all this other shit. It's like, hey, go ahead, Rick, go ahead.
Carl Anderson made comments. Carl Anderson's wife made
Yeah.
comments. Luke Harper, he made comments.
Mm-hmm.
But then AJ Styles, he went and said dude, that's not true. None of that's true. I mean, it was just one of those things, the flight attendants, and they had to switch to a different plane, and it was their time was up.
They
and
switched plane, goddamn.
Their time was now, or something like that, like John Cena would say. But yeah, so it's just
and it's funny because he was making these comments while he was playing a video game.
Yeah,
because he has his own Twitch channel, I guess.
Yep.
I didn't know that. So then, right in the middle of him in his Twitch channel, that's when he came out and made those comments. I thought that was funny.
Yes,
really
definitely.
funny. So
something so serious that we gotta play a video game to get those.
I know, right?
Who do you believe? I mean, I believe Carl Anderson and Luke Harper because what do they get out of saying these things?
I honestly do not know.
It's like, and they were saying the top 20 guys got to go they weren't in the top 20.
No.
To fly out.
I don't know, but there were two sides to this story, though, I don't know which one to believe, but I honestly, and this is just my personal opinion, I just don't think they should have done any kind of deal with them.
Yeah,
look what happened.
Expansion.
Look at what happened. But not only that, homie, you didn't. If that's true that he didn't get paid, why did you go back there? I would have been like, "Yo, motherfucker, you haven't paid me in the last 2 shows," And then right before that, he sends him a $6 million check. Come on.
Nah, see, that's the difference right there because when you about that life, you about that life. Vince McMahon is just like from Connecticut. I mean, he says he's from New York, but he's more of a Connecticut boy. And he's just like, yes, okay, so we'll take our money whenever you can give it to us. But if you about that life, yo, son, give me my money, bro. We ain't leaving until we get our money, son. I will hold my plate. I don't give a damn.
I would have been like, cash, grass, or ass. Nobody rides for free.
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, I just found but again, we don't even know if that's true or not either.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, but for me, as a business standpoint, that shouldn't have happened, period. I wouldn't have not even boarded that fucking plane. You know what I'm saying? To go there to do a show when you motherfuckers ain't even paying us yet. The fuck out. No, pay me. We made a deal. That's the pay. Pay that shit.
It's a contract. They're not abiding by the contract. That's ridiculous.
Again, that's when foreign governments trying to make us Americans look like pussies.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
so now,
I always said this. Like, why do they call people pussies? Like in a bad way? Because if you want to say anything, they take a beating. Testicles, on the other hand, you can't even blow on them. So instead of calling people pussies, why don't we just call people balls? You're just such a balls face. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you.
You know what? The past 90 seconds of Rick was just, I'm never going to get that back.
No.
Never.
You're a testicle.
A ball sack. You're a ball sack. A hairy old ball sack.
He's a ball-chinian. All right, why are we talking about balls?
Because Rick likes balls.
Oh, Sundays.
All
right, so now Elio Canella from Wrestling POV Global chimed in on this. He said, it's a terrible idea. True. This should serve as a lesson to Vince. Don't go back there. It was a bad idea to begin with. With that first greatest Royal Rumble, it's an even worse event. It's an even worse idea now. Christopher Brown, he says, I'm fine with it. The money's probably going to fuel into the XFL and other venues. As soon as Fox gets a Super Bowl again, mark my words, there will be a WWE match live. He may be right.
He may be right.
Paul D. Phillips, a former... Wait, is he the current champion now? Or is he former?
He is the current Wrestling POV Global Champion.
Oh, is he really?
Yes, he is.
Wow. All right. Although SmackDown was awesome with the NXT invasion. We didn't ask that. Horrible, especially with what happened this past week. All right, so now that's I mean, I don't know. To me, I think it's a dumb idea. If they really did expand it to 2027, it's a dumb idea.
2 shows a year. It's
2 shows a year. That means you I mean, because honestly, think about it too. the way they did Cain Velasquez, and granted, his knee was really bad, but he still had to show up. They paid him whatever amount of money they did. He did sign a contract. But then Tyson Fury to be involved. They were trying to treat this like it's something huge, with the first ever women to be involved in Saudi Arabia and all this other shit. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Because the thing of it is, they're treating this like when they did the tribute to the troops.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They made those volunteer. Like if they ask for volunteers. They don't force people to go to those. A majority of them do, but a majority of them don't. This, I'm telling you right now, should be straight up volunteer. And I think it is volunteer because Daniel Bryan doesn't go. Obviously, Sami Zayn doesn't go. But it bothers me because then they're picking and choosing who should go and who shouldn't either. With them saying, Aleister Black can't go because of his tattoos. Well, if Rey Mysterio goes, he can't have that cross on his mask. You know what I'm saying? So, just that bothers me to no end. You know what I'm saying? And then after all this shit happened, a lot of the wrestlers are like, no, we're not going back. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do and how they're going to
And when are they going to go? Because you got SmackDown on Friday, Raw on Monday, NXT on Wednesday.
Exactly.
Someone's going to get screwed again.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And you know damn well Vince ain't going to do that shit on a Sunday.
Or Saturday, no. So
not even on Saturday because what are they going to do for SmackDown? They're going to have
live
to rush
events,
that shit. Yeah. Unless they pre-recorded it on the Thursday. That's the only way they can do it. You know what I'm saying? Pre-record SmackDown on Thursday, and then that way they can fly out Friday, make it to the show Saturday, leave that Saturday or leave that Sunday to make it to Raw on Monday. That's a lot of traveling. Mm-hmm. And it's like a 16-hour or 18-hour plane ride?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So.
It's churlish.
All right. Well, that closes it out, I guess, right?
Yes.
Sure. All right. So we're going to take a quick pause or our 3-second pose. And then we're going to be right back. All right? Here is our 3-second pose.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV podcast and always do it with Flair. Woo!
We're back. That was
a lot longer than 3 seconds.
That was a lot longer than 3 seconds, yes. And I'm cool with it. All right, so now I guess we can go to Raw Notes, right?
Yes.
Just one ding. That's all I get. Son of a
Just
bitch.
one little ding?
Just one little ding. All right, Raw for me, the highest point was just the end. There was a lot of good moments in there. Like the only thing I did not like was just the Kabuki Warriors losing to Charlotte and Natalya because for me it doesn't make sense. Good match, but it just didn't make sense. But my the highest point for me of Raw was Seth versus Adam Cole. After that, the Undisputed Era came out, and it was just an all-out fight. I gave it a 4. I thought it was really good.
Wow.
I was so amazed with Keith Lee, and you turned me on to Keith Lee. I'm a big fan of his now.
Told you.
And just that leap he did. But as fucking awesome as that was, him jumping over the top rope, I could just imagine with everybody else in the, we got to catch him.
Yep.
But also, again, the look on Keith Lee's face was like, please don't let me fuck this up. You can tell. But I was still just amazed by that. That was really good.
He did kind of mess it up because he went early for the spot. And then he had to wait until the other guy dove, and then he was to dive. But he was getting ready to go, and then he's like, oh, wait, this is not my moment.
So, that was really cool, man. I thought that was really awesome. I gave it a 4. The lowest point for me on Raw was just the Viking Raiders going against the 2 jobbers again. It's like, you know what? What are you guys waiting for with these guys? You gave them the belts. Why are they keep fighting jobbers? Fucking Authors of Pain are obviously ready to go.
Yep.
Have them fight jobbers.
Yep.
Let them Viking Raiders come back, kick back a little bit because they really, and this is my opinion, but the Viking Raiders really have not been wrestling top tag teams.
Yeah.
You know what they haven't. Yes, I know they won the belt, but they haven't. I mean, lately it's been jobbers.
Speaking of
Do that with
jobbers,
the Authors of Pain.
that guy from the East Hampton boys was Nico Ricos.
Okay.
Remember the guy from the cruiserweight thing? He had like the half body suit.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And speaking of Nico, he's actually making a big wave around here in New York City. He's been doing a lot of
Really?
indie events and stuff like that. Yeah, and a lot of the guys that I run with, he's actually been wrestling and taking titles from. So
nice.
that's pretty cool. Yeah. Thank you, jerk.
Tell us, Miguel.
Right? All right. So, yeah, that was my lowest point for me. I mean, I just think it's so dumb. You got the fucking Authors of Pain in the back waiting to do something. Put them in. So then that way it builds them back up again. They've been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go with Mimi and then Rick.
All right. My lowest was the Viking Raiders with the two unknown people. Because I won't call them
Two jobbers.
I gave that a 0.5. And then I have the Seth promo with Triple H. I gave that a 3.5.
Damn.
And then the Seth and Adam Cole, I also gave that a 3.5.
Already.
My total was a 2.59.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, my overall was a 2.55. Rick.
Wow. All right. Well, Monday Night Raw was not it for me this week, guys. I'm sorry. I had 3 low points. Andrade and Selena Vega defeating Sin Cara and Carolina. Yo, Carolina. Girl, what the hell are you eating, girl? She is not it, bro. She is not ready to be in that spotlight. She was not good. Very sloppy. I gave that a 1. Not impressed by this woman here. Shayna Baszler and the Becky promo. Why y'all dissing Bailey like that? To have like a sit down interview and then just say, well, I'll keep my eye on Bailey, but I'm gonna be looking at you. Like, yo, y'all really doing that to Bailey right now? The two of y'all schmommos? And of course, the Viking Raiders and East Hampton boys. Like, come on, bro. That doesn't need to be happening. My highest point actually was the OC defeating Humberto Carrillo and the Street Profits. I thought that was an entertaining match.
You sure it's Humberto Carrillo or is it Humberto Del Rio?
Right? Bro, he really stood up there on that ramp and was like, Humberto Del Rio. What? What? Like, how could you say that? You moron. Honorable mention, though, is this push for Natalya all of a sudden. Yeah. I don't see it. I don't understand it.
I don't either. Unless this is her last run. Let's just hope.
Yeah, I mean, if you want Kabuki Warriors to look dominant, you don't have them tapping out, especially Asuka, who you want to push to fight Becky.
Yeah,
so
that doesn't make sense, no.
I mean, I think they really want to just put the strap on Charlotte, the tag team title, so they can say that she has all the titles as well, and say she was a Grand Slam champ, whatever. Yeah. Overall, for me, though, Raw was terrible. I gave it a 1.4 stars.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That being said, it is now time for NXT POV. Mimi.
Mamma mia!
That's right.
All right. So my high points here is the OC versus Tommaso, Matt, and Keith. Mm-hmm. I gave that a 3.5. Okay.
Wow.
I think that the bullshit with Pete Dunne with the finger twist against Damian Priest, that needs to stop. You know.
Yeah.
I also Mia Yim kicking ass. You know, 2.8. And my favorite, of course, and I have to mention this because it was a 3.4, is Hello Angel Garza. Woo! So overall, it's a 2.3.
Wow. All right. Mimi with the very calm NXT review. For me, the top pointer for NXT POV had to be Pete Dunne and Damian Priest, Mimi. What are you talking about? Joint manipulation is the best thing going in the business right now. I love it how he's breaking fingers and taking names. I gave that match a 4. Pete Dunne and Damian Priest, they tore it down. And you know what? I'm liking the way NXT is doing their shows. The bookends. They start off hot, they end hot. But that middle portion is what's missing something. And I'll tell you, Tanira versus Santana Garrett, that was my low point. It's a 1.5. Santana Garrett wasn't ready. I felt like Tanara is the cat's meow, but Santana Garrett was looking kind of sloppy in that match. And then the Djokovic versus Scott match. I don't understand why that match is happening. It makes no sense to me, so I gave that also a 1.5. Honorable mention, Finn Balor with AJ Styles moment. That was awesome. I just thought, wow, are we really seeing this right now? And Finn Balor's bringing back the guns, so that's pretty cool too to see him do. Overall for me, NXT was a 2.4 stars.
Wow.
Tony?
All right, for me, the lowest point was the Tanara versus Garrett match. I mean, you're right. I mean, Santana, it's like a little bit too premature, especially to go up against Tanara. Good talent is just, that's not the person you team her up with to get her going.
Yeah, you know what it is? I feel like it's just like NXT has a lot of talent, but I feel like they're getting stretched out now because now they got the War Games. So you got to put Tanara out there to show her that she's great, but you don't have that much talent remaining. So it's like, Santana Garrett, go ahead.
Yeah. The highest point for me was just the end, the OC versus Tommaso Ciampa, Matt and Keith. It was a really good match. I gave it a 3.5 stars. But honorable mention, though, just in the beginning, how the OC attacked the Undisputed Era. That was just that's a good way to start off the show. For me, NXT told the whole story throughout the show. Like I said, the Tanara match versus Garrett, there was no reason for that match, to be honest. Another honorable mention actually was the Tony Nese versus Angel Garza. It was a little long, but it was still a good match. It was still a good match. I gave that one a 3. Overall, NXT, for me, was a 2.57.
Interesting. Rick. All right. Rick. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global is affiliated with the Collar and Elbow brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Guys, it's getting cold. You feel that chill. They got some nice sweaters. They got some nice... Sorry. Well, it's freezing over here in New York City, especially when you live in the city and they decide not to give you heat. Okay, Mr. Rick, they don't want to hear your personal problems. All right. So, check out the collarandelbowbrand.com, promo code WPOV. Also, just to mention, you can go to our Facebook page at Wrestling POV, our Twitter at Wrestling POV, and our Instagram at Wrestling POV1. Also, you can check out Wrestling POV Global every week on Thursdays on iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio for free. Don't want to miss TJ Logan and Elio Canella as they have everything outside of WWE covered.
Yes.
With that being said, AEW, guys, listen, man. NXT is currently winning 4-1. And that's with the voting from us 5. I think there's only been 1 week where, it was 2 weeks where it was a 3-2 vote. But every other week, it's been a sweep or a 4-1 vote.
Yeah.
AEW,
and it has nothing to do with the ratings. So
definitely nothing. This is our POVs about wrestling.
Our opinion.
I have to say the high point for me was the Cody promo. I thought it was a very well delivered promo. I gave it a 3. But the problem is, you cannot make a proclamation like that. I'm going to, if I don't beat Chris Jericho for the title, I will never go for the title again. And it's just like, bro, are you writing yourself into a corner? Because it's going to be predictable if you win.
Yeah.
And if you lose, you cannot go back on that. I know in wrestling they find ways to get around it, but you were not established at that point yet to be able to do that kind of thing. Because your fans, your AEW loyalists are like, well, WWE thinks we're idiots. Yeah. You're going to be looking like an idiot if you end up going for that title again. I'm just saying. And what are you going to do? Create a new title so that you can go for that? Like, the low point for me was Spears and Cutler. Gave that a 1. I don't get it. I know you're trying to get this Joey Janela thing and Spears going with the chairs and all that. Yeah. It just, I wasn't for it. No. Overall, for me, AEW had a 2.1 stars.
Wow. Now, before we go any further, someone, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, because it just jogged my memory when we were talking about AEW, but someone put up the win-loss records for the people in WWE, And I don't know how accurate these are, so don't crush it. They're saying that Ricochet is 25-10-2, so a draw, I'm assuming, and 52 matches. Or is it 52? I'm not sure. There's Seth Rollins is 20-5 Eric and Ivar are 20-3. Braun Strowman is 15-8. Becky Lynch is 14-2-1. AJ Styles is 11-8. Drew McIntyre is 12-14.
Wow.
Becky Lynch is 14-2. Did I say her already?
Yes, you did, but sometimes you gotta mention it twice.
Yeah, sometimes. Natalya is 7-12. Kofi is 6-1, and Rey Mysterio is 6-7. But like I said, I don't know how accurate that is. But I mean, if it is, it's kind of like, all right, well, somebody was paying attention to that. All right, now for me, AEW, the lowest point for AEW was just the Dark Order versus Private Party. And the thing of it is, I'm a fan of Private Party, but watching this match, there was a lot of mistakes. And I'm sorry to say, the thing where the guy screams is starting to get played out already. Yeah. You know, it really is. It was funny at first, and then now I'm like, all right, dude, now you're intentionally doing this on purpose. It's like, no. I was very disappointed in Private Party in this match. I gave it a 1. Also, I gave a 1 was Brandon Cutler versus Shawn Spears. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like it. For me, the highest point was Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. I gave it a 3.5. AEW overall for me was a 2.08. I'm sounding like a broken record, but every week so far, I'm always seeing Cody. I'm always seeing the Young Bucks. I'm always seeing Kenny Omega. I mean, I don't know.
What about the other talents?
Yeah.
No, I agree. For me, the Cody promo, Rick, it's just how I looked at it is that Chris Jericho is going to lose because he's going on tour.
Is he?
You know what I mean? So
good promo, by the way, by Cody.
It was. I thought it was a good promo, but that's how I saw it. You know, this confirming that Chris is going on tour. My top one was Adam Page, Kenny Omega, Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, and Sammy the winner. I gave that a 3.2. Brandon Cutler and Shawn Spears, I gave that a 1.5. It was horrible. But you know what I mean? Overall, I gave AEW a 2.2. Okay. And I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, currently NXT is ahead 4-1. Us three and our brotherins from WPOV Global, TJ Logan and Elio Canelo, also vote on this, and we make it our vote, and whoever wins, wins. So right now, TJ Logan and Elio Canelo both voted for NXT this week.
Oh, wow.
I also voted for NXT this week. I thought it was a better show overall. And just to mention this, you guys keep talking about ratings. NXT was within 50,000 viewers.
I heard 9,000.
Oh, even better.
Yeah,
they were within
9,000.
9,000. So there you go. So there you go with your viewers, because it's about to change. WWE said it was a marathon, not a sprint. Tony and Mimi, what are your votes this week?
Well, I agree. I have to go with NXT this week. I mean, like I said, AEW is really not. I mean, it was a good show. I can't say it was a bad show. It was a good show, but to compare it to NXT, I thought NXT was better. Yeah. Mimi.
No, I agree. NXT for me was a 2.3. AEW was a 2.2. It was really close.
It was close,
but I'm going to go with my points, and the NXT wins it.
All right, so NXT is currently ahead 5-1. I think it's the third or fourth time we've had a clean sweep of 5-0. So there you go. NXT is running away with it. It is now time for the SmackDown Breakdown.
Break it down.
Suck it.
Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah. That's a break, little man. Break it down.
Now, if you think I thought Raw was bad, SmackDown, you smelled like dog doo-doo. And I mentioned dog doo-doo because what was that Baron Corbin promo about? You opened the show talking about you sound like a chihuahua, and then you show me that video of a dog barking for about 30 seconds. You talk about 90 seconds you won't get back from me. That's 30 seconds I'll never get back. That was a
laughed at
0.5
that promo though.
Oh my god, that was garbage. I gave that a 0.5. Also gave a 0.5 to Tyson Fury's promo. I'm over here in Manchester, and I'm going, and I'm an Elm again, and you know what? I think I would love to be in a tag team with Braun Strowman. Oh yeah, we could be in a tag team, Tyson, and they could get all 4 of these hands. What? What? Come on.
Where are we going?
That was trash, bro. We're not idiots. We're not stupid. Come on. This is why AEW fanboys say this stuff. You think we're stupid? You try to turn Braun face again? Just like that? He's the Big Show 2.0.
Big Show treatment.
Bro.
Yep.
The highest point for me was Cesaro and Nakamura defeating Ali and Shorty G, or like I like to call him, Ali G. Boomer. That would be a good name.
That would
Boom
be,
Shakalak. Yeah, Ali G.
Ali G.
But Cesaro and Nakamura, I think that was the best thing of the night. Honorable mention, Sasha Banks' new entrance music with Snoop Doggy Dogg. I dig it. But yeah, Mimi.
For me, my highest point was the Sonya Deville, Mandy, and Dana Brooks. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the fact that Carmella won.
Yeah, and they gave Dana Brooke a spot on the Survivor Series team.
Yeah. And my lowest was the New Day versus the Revival. That the fact that the New Day fucking won.
Where are they going with that again?
Hey, bro, exactly. 7-time champs. Like, why would you? You had a great match set up for Survivor Series with the Undisputed Era, the Revival, and the Viking Raiders, and now you put a clown show in. I don't care. Kofi shouldn't be in any title picture at all. Give him a rest. Let him rebuild. Yeah. But instead, you put him back in the title picture and give him the belt.
Not just come back different, but a lot of people has been saying this, but I got a little twist for it. How they're saying that Big E should be, should turn on Kofi and this and that. I disagree with that. I think Kofi should turn on Big E. Because I think a run for Big E as a face would be better than a heel.
Yeah,
that's true.
I remembered Big E as a heel before, and it was okay, but I kind of like the goofiness of Big E. It's better than Kofi's goofiness. I tell you that much with the fucking pancake. Stop with oh my God, I hate using this term played out because the term played out is old. It's played out. What's with the fucking stop with the pancakes already? Do something else. Jeez, nobody wants a pancake that came from your hands. The fuck out of here. This ain't Germany.
You don't even wash your hands.
Oh, my God. You probably went to the bathroom.
Touch his beepy.
Didn't even wash your hands.
Ew.
But the thing is, they need to. I think Kofi should be the one turning on Big E, and I think
somebody needs to turn on somebody.
That would be a good feud.
In that group.
Well, it can't be Xavier. You ain't gonna see his ass till next year. So, wait, who was it? You?
2.05.
All right. For me, SmackDown, it was a Cole on Cole. It was atrocious. Shout out to Impractical Jokers. So now,
big words.
Big word. Yeah, it was atrocious. It really was. Between the very, very lowest one was the Corbin promo. Atrocious. The heavy machinery, honestly, being attacked by Imperium because it was so quick and short. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see what else was going to happen. This was atrocious. It was a 1.5. Wow. The Fiend attacking Daniel Bryan. It was good, but the red light, atrocious. The Tyson Fury promo with Braun. Like you said, it was another, these were the lowest points of of SmackDown. But the Tyson Fury promo with Braun, again, atrocious. The highest point for me was just Roman versus Corbin. It was a long match. They went about 20 minutes. and it was the last part of SmackDown, obviously, I gave it a 3. You know? SmackDown overall, again, atrocious. It was I gave it a 1.94. It was atrocious.
Well, for me, I forgot to mention SmackDown. For me, I gave it a 1.3. So it was just a bad day overall.
Wow.
Back on the Imperium thing, this was the perfect opportunity to put Heavy Machinery to tag with the New Day to face Imperium at Survivor Series.
Yep.
That would have been perfect.
If they were so concerned about putting New Day into the Survivor Series brawl, what you just said, Rick, was not atrocious.
Thank you. With that being said, it's now time for Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. NXT is currently ahead 14 to Raw's 12 to SmackDown's 4. And after SmackDown got the win last week, they got the wind knocked out of them because maybe they jet lagged from being in London, England or something. Let me tell you something about Manchester. All right? I don't appreciate all these spoilers I was getting. Like, I knew the New Day won before I even watched the show. Now, Matt Novak, I'm going to blame you. Because crikey, mate, what is going on over there?
Crikey, mate, isn't that Australian?
That's Australian.
Listen, mate, don't get your languages twisted. Okay, it's all the same. But seriously, man, come on, Matt. Why you gotta spoil stuff, man?
We don't spoil it for you.
Oh, well, we definitely do.
No, we do.
Yo, England's like, fuck you, mate. You fucking cunts over there. You wankers. Fucking talking about spoilers. We say it every fucking week.
All right. So
but
what's
me,
your guys' pick?
For me, I vote NXT. NXT ran away in all of the shows this week of everything. I thought NXT had the best show overall for everything. So for me, it was NXT, Raw, and SmackDown.
Yeah. All right, Mimi?
For me, it was Raw, NXT, and SmackDown.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Tony.
Oh, interesting. Well, what I have here, of course, with SmackDown being atrocious, I gave it a 1.94. That was the lowest, but it was, for me, it was close between NXT and Raw. Raw I had at a 2.55. NXT I had at a 2.57.
Wow.
Very, very close. I'm gonna shit. Hold on. Let me see here. I mean,
go according to your score.
For me, I am gonna, but it was close. But I mean, the thing is, NXT only had 2 3s and a few 2.5s. For me, Raw I had a couple of 3s. I'll go with NXT.
All right, with that being said, NXT is up 15 to Raw's 12 to SmackDown's 4. I love how Tony threw a little swerve like he was going to vote for Raw, but it'd be like that, as long as you're not atrocious.
That's SmackDown. Atrocious.
Yes, it is now time for Le Book El Libro.
Yeah, El Libro. So those that are new to the show, basically what I do is I put the most ridiculous things that happen in the week of wrestling. And you know what? There were some things that happened in the week of wrestling we just didn't put in the book this week. Why? We just didn't feel like it. So it's just so we can get a laugh, a good ha-ha. And,
a little giggle.
A little pickle, yes. All right, so we're ready.
Yes.
Matt Riddle's chanclas.
Stays.
Lafayette, Louisiana crowd.
So they're going back.
Bailey's badunkadunk.
Is a badunk.
Dick Flair never showed up.
Yeah.
So we can
He's
take
out.
it. We can take him out. Booker T's Booger Beard.
I didn't see it.
I did.
Oh.
Tell me. He did the FS.
You didn't say that.
Yeah. Cesaro's Higher Water Capris.
They're still high.
Nikki's badunkadunk.
Badunkadunky.
Or badunkadunky, sorry.
Blech.
Bobby Lashley's painted on eyebrows. He's still
Bro.
doing that shit.
Yeah.
So, I think they're tattooed in.
Probably. Red Light District.
Stays.
Triple H's baby. I think it stays. Just
Stays.
Carmella's acting skills. Did she redeem herself from this match?
I don't think so. And you
No?
know what?
Alright,
I'm
so
getting
then it stays.
upset with the whole Corey and Carmella thing.
I'm trying to catch up, so don't spoil nothing.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
May I please have your attention? The store
Come
will
on, I
be
got
closing
more.
in 5 minutes.
What more do you got, Rick?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I want to go.
All right, with that being said, I think that's the end of the show. So before we close it out, well, after we close it out, I play a song of over 2 trillion gazillion songs on my phone. I put them back.
You put them back.
I put them right back. Yeah. I said, fuck y'all. So it's just to beat the wrestling POV crew. Just play along. That's all you got to do, people, until we ride off into the sunset. Until next week, well, we will be approaching our Survivor Series pay-per-view points game. And don't forget, later on tonight, hey, join a little AEW pay-per-view, folks. With that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with
Mimi Goody.
And the third wheel,
Rick Sorrell the third.
And our intern,
Miguel Cole. Adios.
Love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
All right, we ready?
Yes. Emma.
Jamil Beckwith.
Did you like the heel or the...
I prefer the heel over
Emma?
the babyface.
Yeah. Really? The babyface Emma was kind of goofy. But I liked it though.
I did, but I like the heel better.
Better. She's still wrestling, right?
Yeah. Ring of Honor, I believe.
Is it Ring of Honor?
Yep. Or Impact. One of those crappy companies.
But wait, why did they let her go in WWE?